Uh, ciao, everyone. Uh, and super excited. I have Vicky Piria with us this morning. It's your evening, Vicky. So a wind down to your day, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm happy to do this. Hi, everyone.
Okay. I wanted to connect with Vicky because Vicky appears on the front cover of the first issue of our magazine, and it's an exceptional story to share, really, to everybody in the world. I think what you've pursued, Vicky, is not for the faint-hearted, and to go through your years of pursuing racing has definitely, the challenges you have faced and overcome are inspirational. Not least being sidelined for racing for a number of years, and then gaining selection for W Series in 2019, which led to super successful results, Vicky. I mean, was that what you were expecting of yourself a couple of years back?
I must say that probably the secret is that I never looked too far out. Let's say that I always gave me a short time goals. Let's say so. Even in the karting days, when it was doing the little local racing, the goal was to go and do the Italian Championship. From the Italian Championship, it was going to race in the European Championship. Maybe not win it, but be capable of doing it in a competitive way. And so basically every goal was step by step, because the problem in racing that often there are a matter of things that are outside the driver's control. Budget is the first and the biggest, but then there are many other things. So I think basically what I did well was just to try and focus as much possible on the things that I could control. And at the end, racing is in my blood. It's what I want to do. It's what I always wanted to do since I was a kid. And even if there were times I was like, okay, I'm done with this, because there've been the times, I'm not going to lie, naturally being torn back to a racetrack, whether it was like being an instructor or working for media or doing a YouTube video or a TV program. And so I guess that at the end, all my roads led back to going back racing, and try to focus on doing the best I could every time.
Which kind of like highlights, you have a strong sense of your own self, who you are as a person, what you were prepared to perhaps compromise on because you wanted to stay true to what you wanted to do within, like you say, within some sort of boundaries, I suppose. Economic, they could be economic, when budget didn't come together. But it's super interesting when you see women who get to steps or pathways. I suppose they could have gone down one pathway or they could have gone down another. One pathway could have been easier, but then they would have compromised on who they really are as a person and what they really want to achieve in life. Do you think you had parts of that pathway where you had to weigh it up and think, I could go down here and be more financially secure, but I'm not going to be able to do what I really want?
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, I had, a lot of these paths, as you call them, that would have been just like easier, or would have been just maybe, well, try, you never know. But then at the end, you have to trust your gut, you have to trust your instinct. And racing is something completely natural. You can't race and think, you need to just race. You think outside of the racetrack with your engineer, but then when you're in a car, you must not think. So if you're putting yourself in a situation where you need to think too much, then it's not going to work. And at the end of the day, I do this because I love it, and because it's already quite difficult transforming your passion into a job, because at the end of the day, nowadays you've got pressure to perform, you've got the pressure from W Series because you want to stay in, and you've got the pressure from and from yourself. So already it's quite difficult. So you do not want to put yourself in situations where you wouldn't be happy to live what you're doing. And so that's definitely something that happened, but it's really important to be true to yourself for yourself, more than anyone else, to yourself. Because nowadays I look back and, I've done some mistakes, but the mistakes I did is probably, pushing too hard in the entry of a corner and then crashing the car. And at the end of the day, it's part of the game. I didn't do mistakes that go back to choices of life, and that's something I go really proud of.
Yeah, very much so. And of course, when you're making these decisions, there's no crystal ball to say where I will be in 6 months' time. I mean, at the beginning of W Series, you didn't know that the progression was going to actually happen, and ninth and automatic selection for the following series really is, it's a stellar result. How like you say, it's a step-by-step process. Did you feel that progression was made to how you wanted it to be over those 5 races?
Absolutely. I'm going to be honest. At the end of the day, the speed was kind of always there, but staying away from racing so long, it's not only about being fast in a race car. It's also about the mental that's behind it. And, the first 2-3 races were tough mentally for me. And I needed to adjust myself to find my balance, to perform in the best way possible. And definitely it took me 2-3 races to do that. Definitely, if I started stronger mentally, it would have been a better result, because at the end, but that's part of the game. We're not machines. That I really, really, for me, it's quite important to remind myself, and I hope people understand that yeah, you're a driver, but it's not about, you're a football player, you're an entrepreneur, you're a nurse, whoever you are. At the end, you're up to performance, but at the end of the day, you're always a true person, So then you have moments. You're going to have moments that you're not strong mentally. You're going to have moments that you're not strong physically, and it's part of we're not machines, we're people.
Yeah, and like sometimes life can put you in a robot state where you just go through the grind, and I think it needs a bit of a reality check to take a step back and think, hey, hang on, I want to put me into whatever I'm doing, rather than just press play and play it again and play it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
moving
as a driver, responsibility, to sell it to the people that are maybe watching.
Yeah, for sure. Moving to 2020, the series obviously postponed, and all the disruptions that happened last year. But I kind of feel you really rose up to everything. Like after Italy came out of the lockdowns, Vicky, honestly, you were so super busy. It was really incredible. Yeah. How did you, was that all, put together on your part, or how did it work?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to limit myself. If we're not racing and I can't race, and I'm good doing a TV show, I'm good, everything is important. Even this moment with you, Sharon, is important. So, if I can do good, for myself and for all the other people, why not? So I think there's a little subtle difference between doing something good and doing it really good, and I always aim to do it really good every day of my. So I think that's part of the game. And then obviously being really busy, so I'm really happy of the things I've done, the way I progressed. I progressed a year that the world stopped, so that's really important. That means
yeah,
the right direction. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you were like, I wish there was like 4 days of lockdown just for me, so I can just like disappear and
okay, yeah.
that's part of the game. But if I don't do it now, when? So
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, there are points where you bite the bullet and you think, okay, I can't do this. There's going to be no racing for. But you did actually pick up the race in the Euro Cup, for Renault, was it? The Renault Euro Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a massive opportunity for me because there's a lot of track time in that championship. Unfortunately, W Series is great, but we, do that. We're racing with DTM Formula One. We don't get a lot of track time. There's plenty of track time, and it was really good. I learned so much. It was challenging because it came out of the blue. The car it's the same but different in many ways. So for sure, it's something important. It was something important to me to do, and yeah, I'm really happy of how it went.
Yeah, and overall, for that whole last year, now that we're entering a new season for W Series, do you feel slightly different, Vicky, from like they were different challenges? Like how does it affected you, like strength wise, mentally?
Mentally, I feel a bit stronger now, and that was
Yeah.
something in 2019. So for sure, that is a good thing. And then W Series is difficult because you never know what to expect. The rules, the format keep changing, so you can't really prepare yourself at 100% because it's always going to be something new, challenging, and obviously they want us girls to perform, and
Mm.
the way it works, and it's right like that. You have to try and bring out the best of the drivers. But definitely, I feel I'm in a better place, and
Yeah.
so I just really can't wait to get started because we're already in March, but it just still feels so slow to get to June, and I just can't wait to get back in that bubble because then from race one you just go in this bubble that nothing else counts.
Yeah. And moving into the new series, it really is a major coup to run in conjunction with F1, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, revolution.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
I think not just for the woman racing within that environment, but it gives a status as well to the whole series and what they're trying to do. Super important, Vicky, for you.
Absolutely, it's super important because it brings awareness of the female talent around the world that we can race cars, we can race Formula 3 cars, we can be competitive, and bringing up awareness will help the younger generation step into motorsport, but will also help people realize that female, male, it's all the same when it comes to racing.
Yeah. I mean, you've all got the helmet and you're all sitting in the seat. Yeah. Looking at the schedule, it's quite close, those first rounds. June, end of June, and then a week later, July, and
Yeah,
then another. Yeah.
very, very close. And that definitely will be a challenge for me because it's never happened.
Mm.
Recovering, and then a lot of the tracks I don't know, so there's going to be a lot of sim work. So then after the race I go back home, simulator, then fly back to the race weekend. So definitely it's going to be hard.
Mm.
Going to be a big sacrifice in terms of time because there's not going to be not much time for family, friends, and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fine like this, isn't it?
Yeah, but I kind of think you thrive on that.
Yeah, in a way, it excites. In a way, exactly. It's what I was saying about before. It's the bubble, to go back in the bubble.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
something cool, and I just miss that feeling of being in that bubble. I just, it's hard to explain, but I just do miss it a lot.
Yeah, because when I look at you, I look at clips of you behind the wheel, and it can be any wheel. Like honestly, there there just seems to be a sync.
Off. It's like
Yes.
off, and there's nowhere else
Yeah.
in my world. Like, you just feel good, you're just going off mode, and I just can't wait to go in off mode. And I know that from the 29th of June to the end of October, I'll be in off mode.
Okay. And two in America. This is like really, it really is super.
Yeah.
So yeah. And no doubt you'll stay and do the 2 rounds, or Vicky, do you think, or what have we got? October 23rd and October 30th. So
Yeah.
only a week.
Yeah, we're gonna I'll probably do Austin and Mexico, then probably go on a holiday with my boyfriend after Mexico.
Oh, nice.
But then that's it, that's it. But it's gonna be cool, and bringing also Formula One, W Series to countries like Mexico. Like, try to imagine the little Mexican fella that's watching the race with his cerveza, and he's like, and they tell them, oh, those girls that have just passed by, there was a 20 girls. It's going to be quite a shock, so
Yeah. It's great. And like I am seeing a change in perspective, with the Extreme E series starting, and their stipulation, one male, one female driver. We're looking at more of a norm rather than something that's been just a little side issue at an event. I think it's brilliant. Yeah, love it.
yeah, it is brilliant. And yeah, the more girls are in the sport, the more it will be equal, the more chance there will be to see girls on the top. It's simple as that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I know it's your end of your day, and thank you very much, Vicky. It's awesome, and it was a pleasure putting you on the front cover of the magazine. That was really, yeah.
Especially for doing this magazine, because everything is important. From
Yeah.
to the magazine to whatever there is. It's really important, and I'm honored to be part of the first edition, the cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Grazie, and we'll keep in touch.
Have a nice day. Ciao.
Okay. Ciao.